What is going on, everybody? It's Drew with another review, and this time I'm going to be reviewing a book called Nocterra. Nocterra is a image comic, and it's made by Scott Snyder, Tony Daniel, and Toby Mori. Now, I only read the first issue, but I went ahead and ordered the Volume 1 thick book, 168 pages. I'll wait for that to come in. But for now, I read this one, which was like 40 pages, roughly around 40 pages, and this is the ebook. So I went ahead and read the ebook because I was a little sketchy, but I was looking at it and I said, I want to check it out. And anyways, this is my new channel. I'm going to be doing reviews on comic books, films, etc., etc. Just fun stuff. And I decided to make it. So if you're interested, go ahead, leave a comment below, hit the like and subscribe. That'll help the channel. All right, so I'm gonna start off talking about this. This is about a girl named Val. Val was a young girl starting off at the very beginning. Val also has a brother named Emery. Emery, they were adopted. And the book starts off talking about how it started. Basically, she was at school, and then all of a sudden something happened, and they went to this dark world. They went to darkness. They said something about. Somewhere in this book, they're talking about something like something killed the sun. So they call it the Big PM. She's basically giving you a rundown of how it started. Where was I during the Big PM? Broke down the whole at the beginning, like I said, about they're adopted, and they will get picked up by their parents after the school, and it was showing the parents it was showing all the kids. No one knows what happened. Well, anyways, it fast forward to, because basically she's just telling the story of a flashback. So it fast forwarded, and she is on this big old truck. It's like a truck carrying a load of people. I guess people that are a part of their cause, or I don't know exactly what it is, but it's almost like a post-apocalyptic, but it's different. It's in the dark world of post-apocalyptic. And there's an old guy, and his granddaughter on the bus. There's all these other people. They going down this dark path, and they end up running into a whole bunch of terror of creatures, and that breaks loose, and Val jumps out and starts fighting and all this other stuff. One of the people in the back panicked and jumped out and got slaughtered. And it's a crazy, and it's really, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be hard to explain what's going on. There is a lot going on in this, and this was only 40 pages. So then it moves forward where they stop at these outposts, or I want to say these safe areas, where basically areas where people buy stuff, hang out, and make plans. And she went to talk to a few people about a couple things. They were asking about something going in the darkness somewhere else. They were going to throw up the lanterns to light up the skies. Anyways, she ends up seeing her brother, going to meet up with her brother, and she confronts her brother about leaving the outpost. And people are concerned because apparently you get affected by these creatures. And one way they can tell, they'll tell you to show your gums. They show your gums. If your gums start to turn black, they know that you're there. And she saw her brother and said, "Hey, you need to show me." He didn't want to. He said he was all right. He showed it. You could tell that his gums were starting to turn, like he got infected by whatever's going on out there in the dark world. And so she puts him on this table and puts him under some type of a dialysis like procedure and some light type deal. Not exactly sure what it is. I guess it's something that's supposed to be killing it off or stopping it. But anyways, during that time at the outpost, or wherever you want to call it, there's this old guy and his granddaughter asking to pay her to take to ride along to wherever they want to go, because they believe that there's light. Because at some point she doesn't believe anything he's saying, but he shows her that he had sunburn. So they're trying to explain. It's really an explanation. She ignores him, like, no, I'm gone. And that was a little bit before she saw her brother. But after she saw her brother, she decided, all right, I'll give you guys a ride. But what's weird about that, the old guy and his granddaughter, during the beginning, it showed them on the bus. So I guess at some point, I don't know. I think it's a lot of storytelling. She's a narrator. I think she was telling the story at the beginning because it showed him on that same truck at the beginning, but also shows him at the outpost asking for a ride. I don't know if it's like, and then it shows that scene where they run into all those terrifying creatures. I don't know if that's just kind of part of telling the story, or did that happen before they got there? It's very confusing. But anyways, they leave. He gives a ride. She tells her brother to suit up, put his mask on. He has like a nice little cool, like superhero type suit. Puts on this little mask and his hood and stuff. They drive off. Now there's this guy that looks like a shadow. He looks like a shadow, and he comes and he's asking about Val. And the people there are like, what business do you want with Val? And they're like, he's basically like ignored him, but they're like, her business is our business. So, and then the guy makes a reference towards the way he looks, and it's all black. And he said it's something that's made out of carbon something, and he grabs the guy by the face and burns half the guy's face off to show that whatever it is, it was something that happened to him, some special suit or that got embedded to his body. He looks like a shadow, but he's just like pure. And basically, this guy is saying he ain't worried about Val. He says he's worried about the old guy that's with his granddaughter. He's saying that guy's it's not what he did to him, it's what that old guy did to everybody. He's saying that the old guy's the guy who killed the son. So he's like, if you killed the son, I'm thinking they're referring to the light, the sunlight, like the sun, the actual sun. He killed the son, and it pretty much ends right there. It ends right there. That's just issue 1. But it's very interesting because it's dark and it's creepy and there's a lot going on. And it has a very strong dialogue. The dialogue is very strong. It gets into a storytelling, a lot of narrating, telling that she's telling. She's telling her story. Then it gets into like a lot of conversations between different people. But you kind of have to look back to keep up with it, because if you don't go back and look at it, you don't know what the hell's going on. Like the first read is like, okay, I read it. It was kind of interesting. Okay, I need to go back. I need to figure out the order of content here. And so far it's good. So I said, all right, let me order the volume 1. Let me order volume 1, which is I'm assuming the one I ordered is going to be, because volume 1 is 1 through 6, issue 1 through 6. I'm assuming it's all of them, all put into one, because it says 168 pages and something of that nature, something like that. So with everything being said, based off what I'm seeing in here so far, it has me interested, because I'm interested into the point where I'm so locked onto the dialogue and I'm going back and forth and I'm trying to figure out the story she's telling and what's about to happen. And I will say the art is good and everything else. I'm going to give this an 8, and that's just based off one issue. I'm going to give it an 8 because it does have me locked in, and I actually cannot wait to continue reading this. So I'm going to give it an 8. So I'll wait till that come in, and I'll probably go through that a few times, and then I'll give the full detailed analysis on the overall volume 1, and then we'll get to volume 2. But right now it's very interesting. I recommend it. This book came out, I think, a year ago, 2021. And I'm late on it, obviously, but hey, I'm always down for something new. I'm trying not to go too far back, but I will if I have to. I will if I have to, because there's a lot of, I think this particular series has 11 issues, I think. So it's going to be a while. So it'll be off and on. But yeah, once again, another book I do recommend. So far, there's not been one. I guess at the same time, I'm very choosy. So there's some more coming in that are very sketchy that I'm going to be checking out. So now I honestly don't know nothing about, so I didn't even look at them. So those may be some that I'm going to recommend, or maybe I won't. So, but as far as this one goes, yeah, another recommendation. I would say check it out. If you're into, I guess it just depends on what you're into. If you're into something that can make you really think and try to get into the story, rather than just the visuals and the cool action scenes and the characters, this one you're more trying to get into the story, because you gotta know what's going on. If you start missing parts, You're not gonna know what's going on. So that's far as what I can tell. But yeah, tell me what you think. If you have read this, go ahead and leave a comment below. Also, if you're interested in it, go ahead and let me know as well. Hit that like, subscribe. Deuces.